And we are back to the channel where we talk about everything US markets, US headlines, and then we're also going to break down some of those companies in the headlines here on TradingView. We'll introduce you to some of the chart patterns, some of the indicators, as well as some of the earnings and revenues, things like that. Now, why would you watch this channel? What's it going to do for you? Well, for instance, we're going to break down some of the news, the headlines, so you don't have to spend your time doing that. We'll bring that to you. I spend copious amounts of time going over a lot of the news, the headlines, so you don't have to, and hoping to find the most interesting and relevant things to you. Also, my name is James. I'm from the US, I'm from the Midwest, and there wasn't much going on in the Midwest except for sports and farming, and I wasn't good at either one of those. But I did have an affinity for numbers, and I took that affinity for numbers and I put that into engineering. So in engineering, it was charts, it was numbers, it was patterns, a lot of what you see right there. Yeah, and so that's where I got my humble beginnings. But nowadays, it's so much easier to find information just at a click of a button, and so things have gotten much easier. But yeah, so again, welcome to the channel, and just to briefly introduce you to some of the topics. For example, we'll talk about Microsoft investing 10 billion into Japan, and we'll talk about a little bit of an update on oil. We'll also talk about Coinbase. Coinbase got cleared some regulatory hurdles to build and bolster its stablecoin business. Also, we'll talk about Amazon. Amazon's adding 3.5% fuel charge. UPS and FedEx have also had to add a fuel charge as well. We'll talk about United, because United had to increase their check bag fee by $10. We'll talk about them because the fuel prices are hitting them too. Actually, there's been an 80% jump in jet fuel costs since February. We'll also talk about Starbucks. Starbucks has a new plan to actually allow baristas to earn $1,200 a year bonus if the store that they work with meets certain targets, sales, operations, and customer service. And for example, another one with Tesla is Tesla's eyeing to become one of Japan's top imported cars by 2027, as well as AT&T. AT&T just signed a deal worth $2 billion to upgrade emergency cell networks. And we'll talk about Blue Owl. Blue Owl is limiting withdrawals from two funds after a historic surge in redemption requests. And Ford and GM. Ford's new sales fell 8.8% in Q1, and GM sales fell 9.7%. Not the best of news, but news and highlights nonetheless. So going into that, let's get into it here. So for example, one of the first headlines is Microsoft here plans to invest 10 billion in the AI push with Japan. They'll partner up with Japan's secure internet, yes, and they're going to build and strengthen their AI infrastructure and cybersecurity. And they're going to train 1 million engineers and developers by 2030. Yeah. So let's take a look here. Dun dun dun. As we look at Microsoft right here. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Got it. MSFT. Now, again, just to give you some of the insights here, we're going to be looking at some of the chart patterns, and I'll introduce you briefly to a couple of the indicators right here. So this is the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. And this is the overbought line, the 70 line, and this right here is the the oversold line. That's the 30 line. Now again, that's just a guide, because these things can go way overbought or way oversold before they ever correct and come down. Like right here, see Microsoft went way oversold all the way down to 22 before it ever market corrected and came back up. And the same can true. It can go way overbought before it market corrects and comes down. Now, just a brief introduction here. This is the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, right here. For example, MACD. As the blue line crosses the orange line, the orange indicator line going up, the chart pattern goes up, as you'll see right there. Now, how does that? It works also in the same way. When it crosses going down, right here, you see how the MACD line crosses going down. You'll see also right here, the price chart will move down as well. So having said that, that's a very brief, simplistic introduction. Obviously, it's more complicated than that. But again, if you want more information on that, just reach out and ask. But let's go on here to some of the chart patterns here in Microsoft, all right? So here we go, dun, dun, dun. All right, dun, 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 dun. there are many different kinds of chart patterns. I'll just briefly introduce you to a few of them. So for example, as again, my time is on 1 day. If you change your timing right here, right here, here's your head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder. This is one example of a head and shoulders. The head and shoulders, I don't make the names, it's not, but that's really what it's called. And you can see the downward pattern here, right there. And as we go over here, right here, let's see what other patterns we can get to come up. Sometimes you gotta adjust the timing on this. And here's one that jumps out. If you adjust the timing, zoom in, zoom out on this right here. For example, here's the bottom point. This is the head. Here's a kind of a weird looking shoulder line, but that's how it works right there. This one actually, yeah, there's your breakout upward right there. Bang. Okay. And then right here, yeah, let's go for some more right over here. Right here. Okay. And the reverse, here's another reverse. If you gently do this, here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline. There's your breakout going up. That's an easier one to see right there. Okay. And all right. Now that's enough for Microsoft. For example, there's more chart patterns. We can go through many more. If you want, just ask Nitin Kendra. You're looking way. Good vibes. Thank you very much. Good vibes. And happy Friday to you too. Yeah. Okay, right here. All right, now again, looking at Microsoft, one thing you'll notice right here is, for example, when there's less price action, you see right there. Here's less price action. You also have less trade volume right there. Okay. William Tell, hello. Star James, greetings. And because there's less trade volume right there, right here, volume-wise, 24.1 million. That's your volume, and market cap is at 2.77 trillion. And right here, Okay, looking at quarterly, Now, why would? Let's see. Oh yeah, for example, the live, my live stream just started actually. So, yeah, it just started 10 minutes ago. So you're in the beginning. Welcome. Yeah. So annually, here we go for earnings. Why do you want to look at earnings? Why do you care about earnings? Well, because earnings is one of the things that shows the strength of the company. And also you can compare it with what they really actually earn versus what they were expected to earn. Now, if the earnings report comes out below or above expectations, that can give Wall Street the idea of how strong or how good the company is doing, its health, its vitality, things like that. And again, depending on your strategy, depending on what you're doing, you can either look at the quarterly part of it or the annually. Most people look at the annually. Yes. Timo, yes, the market is closed. That's true. No doubt about it. This is an educational channel. We're breaking down some of the news, the headlines, and then we're showing you some of the companies involved in the news and the headlines, and just breaking those down on TradingView as well. But yeah, you're right. The market is closed, Timo. Good vibes. Happy Friday. Okay. So here's quarterly. So for the last 3 quarters of Microsoft, Q2, Q1, Q4, they beat the expectations. And annually right here, 2025, 2024, 2023. Okay, 2023 beat the expectations annually. 2025 beat the expectations, but 2024 missed it, okay? So let's see how that correlates to the profits, the earnings, and the revenue, all right? So we go over here to the profits, the earnings, and the revenue. Interestingly enough, 2023, 2024, and 2025, all 3 years were great for revenue, profit, and income, except for net income in 2023. But yeah, so even though, for example, right here, 2024 missed the earnings expectations, again, look at all the information you have, because just because it missed it doesn't mean that it's going to have a bad income or bad revenue. Yeah, so just bear that in mind. And that's Microsoft. And we're looking at them again just because simply Microsoft plans to put 10 billion of an AI push with SoftBank into Japan, and they're going to partner up with the Secure Internet over there. Also, we talked about oil. Oil right now, let me check the updated price here. Here we go. West Texas Intermediate sitting at 111.54. Brent crude is sitting at 109.03. And again, let's do this. Let's take a look at a couple of oil stocks since they're big in the news right now. Let's go back here. If you have a ticker, a stock ticker, just put it in the comments if you want me to look at it for you, or a headline. Just feel free to pop it in the comments, or if you want, yeah, there we go. So, and if you are enjoying what you see, if this information is beneficial to you, go ahead and give it a like, a comment, or a share. It always helps. I'm not the algorithm engineer, but I've been told that it helps the channel for every like and comment and share. So we're just trying to build a community of like-minded people to share a lot of the information. So here's ExxonMobil. Right now, as you can see, it's doing a bit of a correction right here, and you see that in the RSI as well. This is the relative strength index. Right here, it's going through a correction, even though the price of the oil is still going up. There's a market correction with Exxon right here, and it's sitting right here, 55, very, very neutral right there, and it corrected from 76. Yeah, and as you can see right here, a little bit less trade volume. Actually, trade volume right now is at 25.38 million, and then coming right over here, here's a chart pattern you can kind of see. Right here, as you can see, there's a double bottom. You come down to the same point, and here's your double bottom neck point, and it goes up from there. There's that, yeah. And let me show you another one here. For example, some chart patterns. Again, we're looking at Exxon right now, especially because what's going on in the Middle East. Here we go. I'll show you some chart patterns with this one right here. Right here, you'll see this. There's your double bottom right there. Here's your neckline, and it jumps up right there. So for example, here we go. Again, sometimes it's easier to see the chart patterns when you come out and come back in. Oh, here's one. You can easily see this one. This is a nice chart pattern that comes out when you look at it right here. Boom, right there. So here you are, here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, here's your neckline, and bang, it goes up right there. And then also, here's the other way. Here's your head here, break this apart, there's your left, and there's your right there as well. Bang, it goes down. Yeah, there's that. And yeah, okay, that's Exxon. That's a couple of chart patterns. That's enough for now. Let's keep it moving. Right over here. Yeah, right now volume's at 25.38 million, and market cap is at 669.5 billion. And right here, this is the earnings side of it. Rabbit forklift. Again, maybe you just jumped on. This is just an educational channel. I share the U.S. markets, U.S. headlines, and go through some of the news. And I also break down some of the companies that are in the news right now. So for example, this is just to show you some of the market insights and breaking them down on TradingView, that's all. And for example, if you want to, this, like I am sharing my screen, what you see behind me is my screen. So yeah, I am screen sharing basically. I'm not sure what the question is. You see behind me, that's what's on my screen. Yeah, so there you go. Earnings wise, quarterly, Q4, Q3, and Q2. Actually, all the last 3 quarters beat the quarterly expectations. annually right here, 2025, 2024. Oh, you can't see behind me. Maybe my big head's in the way. So you should be able to see the screen behind me. No, you can't see that. Oh, well, anyway, I'm doing my best here. I know that the setup isn't perfect, but I'm trying. But yeah, that's that right there. So earnings here, annual earnings for Exxon. Bum, bum, bum. Greetings, greetings. Hello, hello, welcome. Let's see, 2025. Yes, the market is closed. For example, we're talking about U.S. markets and U.S. headlines, and we're giving you some of the news and breaking down some of the companies in the news right now. 2025 missed it for the year. 2024 beat it, and for example, right here, 2023 also beat it. Okay, so let's look at how that correlates over here to annually. 2025, because you can see revenue, profit, income, all in the red for 2025, and basically the last 3 years were pretty bad for Exxon as far as revenue, profit, and income. 2024 the only thing that was good was the total revenue on that. So that's Exxon. For example, we'll continue more with oil if you want. If you have questions, just ask. Let's see. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, KNT, good question. Feel free to contact me outside the stream for specific answers like that. That's not a problem. Again, there's only so much I can explain during the live stream. But another one we'll talk about is Coinbase. Okay, why Coinbase? Because Coinbase is in the news right now. They just cleared a regulatory hurdle in the bid to bolster its stablecoin business. And for example, it's going to be able to operate payment products in addition to its custody business. It will not become a commercial bank, take retail deposits, or engage in fractional reserve banking. It will receive a trust charter to get legal authority, access banking infrastructure, and regulatory credibility to move, hold, and settle money more efficiently, and perhaps be able to compete more with PayPal and Square. Yes. Here we go. It's right here. Coinbase, yeah. There we go. Okay, looking at Coinbase right now, as you can see, it's RSI sitting right here, boom, at 43, and then, yeah. Again, trade volume is a little bit down right now. For example, let's go right over here. Hold on, let me do this. And right now it's sitting at 171.46. Got it. Here we go. Okay. Now here on Coinbase, here's a chart here's a pattern for you. There's the head, left shoulder, the right shoulder, and there's the neckline, bringing it down right there. And then let me show you another one to get this going right here. Yeah. Again, this one doesn't break out, but you can kind of see the same pattern right here. Yeah. There's your neckline, and there's your breakout going down. And here we go. Now right here, you'll see this. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder again. This puts it up right there. Yeah. And then here we go. Same thing right over here. If I can break this one out for you. Over here. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, there's that. This puts it out right there, breaks it up. And then if we go right over here, yeah. Again, I can do more of these. If you have curiosities about this, just let me know. But that's enough chart patterns with Coinbase for now. Let me take you back over here. And I just wanted to give you the update about them to explain what's going on with them right now in the news. So yeah, right now, again, volume right now is at 8.87 million and market cap is at 42.5 billion. And here we go. Earnings wise, quarterly, Q4, Q3, Q2. Q4, again, you can see it missed its expectations, very negative. Q3 beat the expectations, and Q2 really beat it. Annually, right here, for the year, 2025 missed the expectations. 2024 beat the expectations, and 2023 also beat the expectations. So let's see how that correlates. What did 2025 do? Right here, 2025, yeah, actually had good revenue and terrible net income, but it did have positive operating income. So that was Coinbase in 2025. Let's go back here to the chart. Yeah, another one. Let's talk about this one. We can always go back if somebody's interested in that, but that's Coinbase right there. And for example, right here, Amazon. Let's take a look at them because they're also in the news because they just jumped up 3.5% because they have a new fuel tax right now because it's a surcharge because of what's going on with the fuel. Yeah. Yeah. And if you enjoy what you see, if this is any benefit to you at all, feel free to like, comment, or share. Or let me know if you have a ticker, a stock ticker that you want me to look at on TradingView. Feel free to drop that in the comments as well if you're enjoying it. And happy Friday. Let's take a look here. So Amazon's going to add 3.5% fuel and logistics surcharge for sellers because the war is driving up energy prices. Yeah. So right here, yeah, right here, adding 3.5% fuel and logistics related surcharge fees to collect third-party sellers with its fulfillment services. The surcharge will take effect on April 17th, starting on April 17th. So I thought we'd take a look at them for the moment as well. If you're interested in Amazon, this one's for you. Dun, dun, dun. Amazon right here. Yes, here we go. Right now. Okay, Amazon right here, as you can see. Right here. Right now the RSI is sitting there at 50, 49.50 right there. You can also see the consolidation right here, okay? You can see that in the chart. It's not quite consolidation, but it's pretty close to it. You can see there's kind of a hidden ceiling, a hidden floor, resistance and support right there, okay? And then again, right here, yeah, let me zoom in and zoom out on this and you'll see the different patterns show up. This is basically right here. See how they both come to the same point? That's your double top right there. And then here's your double top neckline, and this is where it breaks out, going down right there. Yeah. Double top. And now let me see if I can break this out to show you a different one right here. Here we go. Yeah, so basically right here, this is your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline, and then right here, this is your bang. This is you break out. Now we also have it the same way. Let's see if I can. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. Push this. Yeah. So for example, it also works the same way in reverse. Here's your head, left shoulder, and then right shoulder there. There's your neckline there. NDS made a nice move yesterday. JG. Okay, let's do that one. Why not? Let's check it out. Thanks for dropping the ticker. ONDS here. Yes. And here we go. ONDS engages in the development, marketing, and sales of wireless radio systems for secure, wide area mission critical business to business networks. It operates through the ONDS networks and ONDS autonomous systems segments. Yeah, so that's ONDS right there, if anybody was curious about it. And let's take a look at this. Let's see. ONDS right here. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, you're right. They just actually had a rebound. They were down here, RSI of 35. Now they jumped up here to about 48 right there. And yeah, they're sitting here at 9.6. Yeah, they just rebounded up. I see your point. Let's see. got it, got it. For example, if you have an oil, if you have an oil stock that you want me to look up, let me know. Yeah. For example, we just did Exxon. If you have a different oil company, oil energy company, publicly traded, feel free to let me know. But I don't do so much with futures. But if you have one, okay, Trio, we'll look at that one next too. That's fine. All right, here we go. Let me finish this one first, and then I can move on. And it's in here. Okay, here we go. Dun dun dun. Otis right here. Okay. Now, here's your one. For example, here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline breakout going down. That's your head and shoulders part. And then also right here. Let me pull this up. Zoom in, zoom out. Let me get some more of these right here. Let's see. Gas price. Yeah, VJ Land. Gas oil price is very, very high. Very true. Yeah, and it might go higher. We hope not, but I think it's gonna happen. There's that. Now let's get some more of these coming out here. Here, yeah, here we go. Here's your, right here, here's your head. And then pull this out. This is your left shoulder, your right shoulder. Kind of a diagonal neckline right there. There you go. And then here we go, right here. Yeah. Oh, here's another one as well. Right here, let me push this out for you right here. Boom. Here's your head, left, right. There's your neckline right there. TPET. Stop war. Oh, TPET. Okay. Okay. All right. So there's that. Here's another one in case you're looking for more. Yeah, there's more of these chart patterns on this one, but let's go on to the fundamentals right here. Dun, dun, dun. Got it. And again, if you are enjoying this, if this is giving you some kind of benefit in some way, always feel free to, like it or share it or something if you want. And let's go on right here. Here's your, again, right now volume rise is at 71.27 million right there. Market cap is at 4.12 billion, and earnings right here is at here's your earnings for Ondas. Quarterly is, oh my gosh, quarterly Q4 was very, very negative. Q3 beat the expectations because it was less negative than it was supposed to be. And is it small? Okay, let me check that. Let's see, TPET. Okay, got it. Yeah, we'll do that one next. Okay, I got you, JG. Again, I know the market is closed right now. We're just looking at some of the news and headlines and breaking down some of the companies in the news and headlines. So again, this is an educational channel. So if you have questions or comments about a ticker or want me to look at a ticker, a stock ticker, just drop it in the comments there. So earnings here, again, very, very negative for Q4, Q3. Let's do annual here. 2025, actually much more negative than it was supposed to be. Same thing with 2024 and 2023. So not a very good earnings report. Let's see how that correlates over here with the revenue, profit, and income. Has some institution ownership. Got it. Thanks for the comment, JG. And okay, looking at 2025, total revenue was good, but operating income and net income was terrible. 2024, you'll notice that total revenue, gross profit was terrible. Operating income was good, and so was net income. 2023, revenue, gross profit was good, and net income was also good. It's a little bit about Ondas. I know that's just a brief introduction, But again, if you want more insights or anything, feel free to contact me. But that's Ondus. And I got asked here about Trio Petroleum Corporation, and here just a little intro about them. They engage in the exploration and development of oil and gas properties. Its projects include South Salinas Spring, okay, and headquartered in Malibu, California. Got it. So let me adjust this. Here we go. Jesus. Hold on one second here. Okay. Let's see. RAM. Okay. I don't really understand. Gold shoot. There we go. Okay. Trio Petroleum right here. 43 for an RSI right there. And actually right here, you can see, again, that reflects in the price chart right here. And recently, yeah, this was back, yeah, right at the start of the month, you can see it jumped up. It makes sense. And since then, it's actually market corrected and come right back down. Let me see this. Dun, 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 dun. Expand this out. Here we go. And before that, it was just flatlining, basically. Interesting. I mean, there's some chart patterns in there, but let's go right over here, and let's see. What can I pull out of this? Let me ask you. Let's go right over here to some of the fundamentals side. Volume-wise, is at 44.2 million, and market cap is at 22.9 million. And then, yeah, there's that. There isn't any earnings report available at the moment. Files movement, yeah. So there's that. Now let's go on. We were looking at Amazon. Let's go on to United. Why United? Why Amazon? Let's see. Hold on. We were looking at Amazon right here. Okay. Now, again, we were looking at Amazon recently because we just had a fuel surcharge. Taking a look at them. You'll notice that right here, RSI is sitting very neutrally, same as their price chart. And yeah, there's the double top. We also talked about this. Let's go into their volume wise. Volume is at, hold on one second. Let me reload this. Okay. Done. Okay, here we go. Amazon right here. We'd already gone through some of the chart patterns on Amazon. Let's go right over here to volume. Volume's at 31.45. Market cap is 2.25 trillion. And then right here, earnings-wise, quarterly, they actually missed the fourth quarter earnings expectations. Q3 beat it, Q2 beat it. Also right here, annually 2025. For the year, it beat it in 2025. 2024 also beat it. 2023 also beat it. Now, if you look here, annually, 2023 and 2024 and 2025 all beat expectations for the revenue, profit, and income. So there's that. Also, I want to take a look here to give you an update. This was also in the news. So Amazon is having to raise their rates. United, if you're planning on doing any traveling, United also just raised their bag fee by $10 as well. If you're watching the channel earlier, you would have noticed that, let's see, not Delta, but JetBlue actually raised their rates on, what was it, Tuesday, I believe. And now United is doing the same thing. So I thought we'd take a look at United. If you're, for example, again, thinking about traveling, thinking about going anywhere, you're really going to be affected by these gas prices. So let's take here, United. United Airlines, here we go. Okay, here we are. So United right here, RSI is sitting there very, very neutral. As you can see, it just rebounded from a 34 RSI, now it's up to 47. And you'll be able to see right here, yeah, it's basically got a very neutral chart pattern at the moment, almost a little bit of consolidation there. You have the resistance and you have the support, and you have basically continuation consolidation there. And if you're liking this information, if it's beneficial, always feel free to like and share. And we're just breaking down some of the companies that are in the headlines right now. I know the market's closed, but this is an educational channel, so we'll still look at the headlines and we'll still look at some of the companies in the headlines. If you want me to look at one, just feel free to put the stock ticker in the comments. There we go. And yes, here we go. If you're looking, yeah, here's a chart pattern. Here's your double top, triple top right here. 1, 2, 3, right there. And then that pushes, here's your neckline, and that pushes it down right there. Yeah. And if you're looking for more chart patterns, I got a few more for you right here. Oh, here's a small one, not a big one, but a small one. So right here, here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then there's your neckline, and then down right there. A very small head and shoulders pattern. If you're looking to be able to see the chart patterns, hopefully this is helping you in some way. And then again, I showed you a double top, triple top. Here is your double bottom. Here's one bottom, two bottoms. Here's your neckline, and then right here, bang, it goes up. And yeah, and then also here's an example of your zoom in, zoom out. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline, and then bang, it jumps out right there. Right there, yes. So there's that. Now, again, this is looking at United. If you have another one that you want me to look at, just drop it in the comments. Here we go. Okay, that's probably enough. Oh wait, here's one. Got this one. Here you go. Zoom this in, zoom this out. Again, you can kind of start to see the patterns, start to see the trends, and then yes, you can kind of see those going right there. And also right here, again, here we go. Here's your head, here's your left shoulder, your right shoulder, there's your neckline, bang, it jumps down, goes down. And then right here, yeah, there's that. Okay, that's enough, that's on United. Again, we can do more if you want, but that's some chart patterns for United. Again, we're looking at everything US markets, US headlines. If you have a headline or a ticker that you want me to look at, feel free to drop it in the comments. Here we are back at the beginning. Now again, for United, you see there's not a whole lot of price action here, so there's not a whole lot of trade volume right here. And then volume is at 8.63 million. Market cap is at 29.8 billion. And then right here, quarterly, you see we have Q4, Q3, and Q2. Again, who cares about the earnings, right? Why is this important? Well, it's important because it's just one of the pieces of information that can tell you a part of the strength of the company. If it beats its earnings expectations, or if it misses its earnings expectations, that can give you some idea about how strong or full of vitality the company might be. So again, and depending on your strategy or what you're doing, you can look at quarterly or you can look at annually. So here's example Q4 beats the expectations, Q3 beats it, Q2 it also beats it. Annually right here, 2025, 2024, and 2023 beat. For the year, they beat the earnings expectations. So United, the last 3 years, beat their earnings expectations. Yeah, so that tells you something about the company. And then here we go, statements. How does that compare with the revenue, profit, and income? Well, as you can see, the revenue, profit, and income for the last 3 years with United was pretty good, all green all the way down. Only operating income was in the red for 2025. And then right here, to go to United, that's United. And we're looking at them because they were in the headlines for having to add $10 to their check bag fees. Bartek, greetings and happy Friday. It is indeed closed. Just sharing some of the news and the headlines, and actually just sharing some of the breakdown on TradingView of some of the companies in the news and headlines. So happy Friday and good vibes. Yeah. If there's a ticker or something you want me to look at, feel free to drop it in the comments, but enjoy your day off. Here we go. Also, I thought we'd take a look here at Tesla. Why Tesla? Because Tesla's in the news for getting some, they're wanting to be the top importer in Japan. It expands their service network to expand 60 stores and 30 service create centers in Japan. Tesla sold 10,000 cars in Japan last year. It has 35 stores and 14 service centers. It plans to double. So that's a little bit about Tesla, and they're jumping into Japan more and more. And they want to be the top, the top car spot by 2027. So let's take a look here at Tesla. Dun, dun, dun. TESLA right here. Boom. Right here. Okay, so here we go. This is looking at you, Tesla. Right now, as you can see, they just had a small correction. Dun, 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 and they're sitting at 39 for an RSI, and then right here, you can see they dropped down. Right now they're sitting at 360 right there. You can see that, and then dun, dun, dun. Let's look. Yeah, look at the MACD. It's running basically very, very parallel. You can see this chart pattern right there. Dun, dun, dun. So it seems to go downward because of several rejections. For example, Karu, what I can do right now is I'll take a look at the Bitcoin chart and I can show you the information on that. Here we go. Where's my BTC? I had it right here. Yeah, Bitcoin right here. Okay. Yeah, since you asked about Bitcoin, for example. Yeah, you're right, indeed. Right now, let me zoom this out. Right here. There we go. Hold this. Now, Bitcoin's sitting here at 66,770. Yeah, it is doing some market correcting right now. For example, the way this live stream works on the platform, there's an algorithm. This is an educational channel, and if I can share the information with you, but I can't talk about recommendations or suggestions, things like that, or opinions and stuff, because the algorithm will pick it up as a sales or suggestion. But I can show you the information, and then you can do with it what you want. If you want more insights, you can always contact me outside the stream, and we can talk more. But that's really, I know that's not the answer you want, but on this platform and with the rules of the stream and the algorithm, that's how it works. So yeah, so here's this, and right now you can see a small, here's your chart pattern for that. Head, left side, right side, there's your shoulder line, neckline, and it breaks it down right there. And if we go right over here, dun, 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 here we go. And look at the RSI. You notice how it's basically hovering there around the neutral area. You see that in the chart too. But right now, you're right. It's doing a little bit of a correction. Let's go down here. Yeah. Again, here's a chart pattern that you can see. For example, right here. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline. Bang! It drops down, and then that's for that one over here. Yeah. Right here, let me introduce you to this. Oh, here's a good one. Here's your head. This is a bigger one. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then there's your neckline breakout there. But yeah, there's that. And then right over here. Yeah, that's an, oh, here's one. It goes the other way as well. That's it. Here you are. Yeah, you can kind of see this one right here. Here's your reverse head, left and right, and then here's your breakout there. Yeah. Now, that's Bitcoin. I hope that information was helpful. I know that's not quite the answer you wanted, but hopefully you can do something with that information. let's go back here to Tesla right here. Greetings and welcome. If you are finding this information interesting or some way beneficial, feel free, if you want, to give it a like, a share. I'm not the algorithm engineer, but I have heard that it does help the channel. So if you want, go ahead and do that. If you don't want, it's okay too. Here's your head, here's your left, here's your right. There's that, and then yeah, you can zoom in, zoom out of that, right there, and then right here. Let's give you a bigger, better one. Pumarillix, nice name. Hello, hello, greetings. Lorenzo Jones, happy Friday, happy Friday. Yes, the market is closed, but just doing some of the headlines, the updates, and breaking down some of the companies in the headlines. Right now we're talking about Tesla, because Tesla's aiming to be the #1 in China, or not in China, but in Japan. Yeah, here we go. So that's enough on Tesla. Let's go over here to some of their fundamentals. Right here, okay. So volume wise, 83.03 million. Market cap is at 1.43 trillion. Let's see, happy Friday. Yes, yeah, from the US, from the Midwest. Greetings and welcome. Yeah, here we are, right here. Market cap, earnings, let's go here. Quarterly, Q4 beat the expectations. Q3 missed it, and Q2 equaled it. Right here, for example, annually, 2025 for the year. Again, the earnings side for the year, 2025 equaled the expectations. 2024 missed it. 2023 beat it. Again, 2023 beat it. So did in 2025 equaled it. How does that compare with the revenue? Actually, for revenue, profit, and income, the last 3 years were pretty bad, actually. Let's see, VVDS, can you look at IONQ? Yeah, I can do that. IONQ, let's see, Daisy Green, VVDS, IONQ, got it, yes. All right, yeah, here we go. I got you right now. IONQ. For those curious, IONQ develops and manufactures quantum computers. Interesting. I like this one. The firm specializes in quantum computing and quantum information processing. The company was founded by Christopher Monroe and Jung Sang Kim. Interesting. Maryland. Cool. Thanks for the question. I bought it at $9 a share. Interesting. Got it. Okay, let's take a look at it. Right here we go. Okay. Yes, indeed. Same to you. Happy Friday. And yeah, here we go. Okay. Now, right now, as you can see, you asked about IONQ. For example, good. That's a good question, right? I'm glad you asked. On the live stream, I can break this down for you on TradingView and share some of the information. But for the algorithm on this platform, if I give out my own insights, my own recommendations, the algorithm will pick it up as a sales or a suggestion, and it'll block the channel. It'll ding the channel. So if you want more further information, more insights regarding that, just feel free to contact me outside the channel. Yeah, for example, if you want to, for example, here's my, if you want that, that's my my contact right there. You can get me right there if you want. Yeah, there you go. If you want, that's an option. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And let's see. Okay, looking at this IONQ. Here we go. Okay, let me give you a couple of chart patterns here. If I can pull them out, break them out. Here you go. here is your right here. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder. There's your neckline right there. Dun dun dun, good stuff. And yeah, there's your neckline breaking out right there. Let me see if I can get you the opposite way here as well. Right here. And yeah, this is a very, very small one, but you see it still forms the same pattern. There's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline, bang right there. Yes. And if this information is helping, feel free to like, share, comment, etc. And zoom in, zoom out right here. Yeah, here you go. Here's your double bottom. Here's your neckline. And this one doesn't, this is supposed to break out and go up, but it doesn't, right? Here you go. This one over here. If you zoom this one out right there, you can kind of see here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. There's your neckline breakout going up. Yeah. Going to be, let's see, for example, I just looked at Bitcoin a minute ago. Let me finish this one up and I'll go back. I can show you Bitcoin chart again. Yeah. Here we go. And so just to finish yours up right here. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Okay, that's IO and Q. Let's go over here to the fundamentals. Right here. Again, right now, there's not a lot of price action, so the trade volume is down. There's not a lot of price action. Trade volume is down right here. And right now the volume is 15.52 million. Market cap is at 10.19 billion. And right here we go. Quarterly, Q4 beat the expectations, and VVDS, here's your fundamentals for IonQ. Q3 was very, very negative. It missed the expectations. Q2 also very negative. It missed the expectations. Annually though, 2025 was less negative than it was expected to be, so that was a positive earnings. 2024 was more negative than expected. 2023 was also more negative. Now, how does that correlate here to the revenue, profit, and income? Okay, revenue right here, 2023, 2024, and 2025, good revenue, but 2025, that was the only good thing it had. The profit, operating income, net income was all negative right there. And the same thing 2024, good revenue, good profit, but income was all negative. 2023, again, good revenue, good profit, but the operating income, net income was all negative as well. So hopefully that information is helpful. If you want more information on that, feel free to contact me. Let's go right over here to you asked me about here we go, Bitcoin. Going back here to where is it? Where's my Bitcoin? There we go. You asked me about Bitcoin. So here's the chart of Bitcoin for you. Yeah, good question, Puma Rolex. For example, I can show you the information about the Bitcoin chart here on the live stream. But again, this is an educational channel, so again, I keep it informational. If you want more insights or want more of my personal opinions, I can't give them on the live stream because the algorithm will basically pick it up and block the channel because it's suggestive. But you can always contact me outside the channel if you want. If you don't want, that's okay too, I understand, but there is that option. So anyway, Bitcoin right now, 66918. As you can see, it's right now slightly rebounding. For example, look at the RSI right here as well. It's staying very, very neutral, even though it does, yeah. So here, for example, here's your head, here's your left, here's your right, and there's your neckline right there. And let me go over here to give you another chart pattern on Bitcoin. Right here, dun dun dun. There's your head, left, right, and neckline going down right there. And then right over here again, Let's see. Hey, good morning, Indurka. Yes, greetings. Happy Friday. Right here. Okay. Here, right here, here's your head. Left shoulder, right shoulder for the person that asked me about Bitcoin. Here's some chart patterns, and there's the, for example, right now, again, you asked me for an update. Here's the 66959. Slight, very slight rebound at the moment. We'll see what happens, but that's that for the moment. Okay. The nose. Let's see. Yes, I get you, Indurka. Thanks for the comments. Okay, here we go. Now moving on again, we were looking at, yeah, we just finished up Tesla. They're in the news again. Also, here's another one from AT&T. AT&T is also in the news. They just signed a deal worth $2 billion to upgrade their emergency cellular network. Yes, I sold my Solana in November. Got it. Okay. So it's, again, AT&T just signed a deal worth $2 billion. Let's go ahead and take a look at them right here. Here we go. Let's take a look at AT&T. And right now, AT&T is sitting very, very neutrally right here at 51 for the RSI. Again, you see right here, they have recently the RSI was up at 81, 82, and then at market correction came down. And right now, go right over here. Here we are. Let me throw you out some chart patterns here. Zoom in. There you go. And as they emerge right here, here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder. There's your small neckline for the head and shoulders pattern right there. And then, yes, looking right here. Hold on, here we go. Again, these things don't always appear very easily, but right here, here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline, bang, here's your breakout. Yeah. Again, welcome to the channel. My name is James. I'm from the US, from the Midwest. We're breaking down some of the US market headlines, some of the news, and we're looking at some of the companies in the news on TradingView, okay? So if you have a question or comment about the news or about some of the companies in the news, or if you have a ticker that you want me to look at, feel free to drop it in the comments, and enjoy the show. Yeah, there you go. Here, oh, here's one right here. This one jumps out right here. Here's your, there you go, and this one jumps out right there. Here you go. I'm holding this, trying to get into the section. Trading also want to learn something. Okay. Yeah, just enjoy the show, Indurka. Hopefully this is interesting for you. And if there's, for example, if you have a question about something, feel free to ask. Also, if you want, again, there's many other channels out there that are very good for education, many other books too. And if you want some of that, you can always contact me outside the stream because there's only so much I can put here inside the stream. Otherwise, it'll come off as a suggestion and the algorithm will pick it up and ding me. But for example, you can also contact me. That's why I put my contact information there. Just send me a WhatsApp and ask questions. Like if you want other YouTube channels or other books, it just depends on what you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for something in like the precious metals, there's a guy named Andy Sheckman who's very, very good with that. But yeah, let's see how to get here. For example, If you want more analysis, just contact me outside the stream, because I don't put a lot of analysis in the stream. Besides this, there's only so much I can do here. But if you want more than that, just contact me. Again, there's my WhatsApp behind me if you want. If you don't want, that's okay too, but that option is available for those of you that are asking. Yeah. And other than that, I hope you find it interesting. If you do, feel free to like and share. Again, it's a friendly educational channel. Let's see. For example. Yeah. Again, Puma Rolex. Again, my information is right behind me. That's my WhatsApp. There we go. If you want to contact me outside the stream, just send me a WhatsApp. Okay. Yeah. Good. All right. Here we go. Here's one right here. Let me show you this right here. Here's a nice head and shoulders forming right here. Here's your head. Here's your left shoulder, your right shoulder right there. And again, this is AT&T. They just signed a new $2 billion deal. And here we go. If you zoom out of this, right here. Yeah. And then we pull this one back and you'll find some more. Again, just a couple patterns to get you going right here. For example, here's your double bottom, here's your neckline, bang. And then right here, here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and there's your neckline right there. Let's see, thank you so much. I said, I don't want to change. You came up on my, oh, cool, glad to hear that, Indurka. Yeah, again, for those of you wanting to get more insights or contact me, that's why I put my contact right behind me. You can just see it right there. And I have, glad that I came up on, yeah, glad that I came up for you. Thanks, Indurka. Miley, what you should do is continue to get more education. Don't put money into something you don't know anything about. And if you're beginning, again, this is a good place to start. Educational channel, learn more, and then decide, what sectors you're interested in and keep learning about that. If you want more educational materials, I'm happy to send you some. Again, Miley, my WhatsApp is right behind me. You have that option. But yeah, I would get more education first. And if you want that, I can help you with that too. But yeah, keep watching and enjoy the show. When I'm free after the weekend. Okay, cool, thanks. Enjoy the Friday as well, enjoy the weekend. Here we go, and then right here. Okay, that's AT&T. That's enough of that. Okay, yeah, that's AT&T. Let's go on to the fundamentals with this. Here we go. This is, you have to love chart patterns, right? I mean, if you don't, it's going to be a long day. Let's see, Miley. Got it. Why the sad face, Miley? I don't understand. Yeah, here we go. Okay, right now, as you can see, there's less trade volume. Trade volume right now is at 35 million, and then market cap is at 198 billion. I always make sure when I'm willing to lose, maybe that way. But yes, exactly, Indurka. Good philosophy. Good philosophy. Yes, there's risk in everything for sure. Now AT&T. Let's look here at some of the earnings right here. 1 second. Okay, earnings right here. Quarterly for AT&T, last 3 quarters beat the earnings expectations. Annually, 2025, 2024, 2023. Yes, all 3 years except for 2023 beat the earnings expectations year over year. Let's see, greetings, hello. All right, yes. All right, now let's see how that correlates over here. 2025, revenue, profit, and income all beat the we're all positive, all good. 2024, however, even though it had good earnings, 2024 was negative for the revenue, profit, and income. And 2023 was actually good. 2023 and 2025, let's see, what was that on the earnings side? Yeah, so even though 2023 missed the earnings expectations, it still had a great profit, revenue, and income there. For example, Zar. Again, this is an educational channel. The markets are closed today. We're just going through some of the headlines and then breaking down some of the companies in the headlines on TradingView. So if you have a question about a company, just drop the ticker in. We'll look at it here on TradingView, some of the basic market insights and stuff. So that's AT&T, and they just agreed with the $2 billion upgrade emergency for the cell network. Also, here's one. I put this in Blue Owl. This is an interesting one. They start limiting their withdrawals from two of their big funds because there's a historic surge in redemption from a lot of their AI. So, for example, right here, Blue Owl told investors. Again, I'm sorry if you can't see the whole screen. My big head's in the way. But right here behind me, we're talking about Big Owl. Told investors Thursday that it's limiting withdrawals from two of its funds after a historic level of redemption requests came in for the first quarter, with AI-related worries driving investor exodus from technology-focused fund. Yes. Private credit firms like Blue Owl have been feeling the strain from the market's recent downturn, prompting some investors to pull back from these investments due to worries about valuations and lending standards following a handful of high-profile bankruptcies. Puma Rolex, thank you too. Enjoy the weekend and enjoy the show. So again, I want to, if anyone is into like Blue Owl or other investment firms, let me read this again. Private credit firms like Blue Owl have been feeling the strain from the market's recent downturn, prompting some investors to pull back from these investments due to worries about valuations and lending standards following a handful of high-profile bankruptcies. Yes, so keep that in mind. That's almost in mafia move. I don't understand. Indurka, that's almost in mafia move. Almost a mafia move. Oh, I see what you mean. I think that's what you meant. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I'm giving you a heads up on this for sure. So that's Blue Owl. Let me look up Blue Owl here on TradingView. Dun, dun, dun. Greetings to everyone who's joining Everything U.S. Markets, U.S. Headlines, and we're breaking down some of the headlines and looking at some of the companies in those headlines. Again, this is an educational channel. If you have a question or comment, feel free to drop it there in the comments. Let's look at Blue Owl right here. Blue Owl right here. Okay, so again, Blue Owl, yeah, if you're looking at trading, if you're wondering what I'm looking at home, this is a TradingView software. Blue Owl cap redemptions at 5% after Q1 investors requested about 5.4 billion in withdrawals. Jesus. Yeah, okay, so again, Blue Owl Capital operates as an alternative asset management firm. It provides investor access to asset management capital solutions through direct lending, and there we go. Yeah. Anyway, they're not letting them pull their money out. Jesus. And get your money out. It's not me. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we go. Look at this. As you can see, bang, the RSI dropping all the way down here to way oversold. It was down there at 20. It's corrected a little bit, and now it's at 30, but yeah, not looking very good for Blue Owl at the moment. Dun, dun, dun. And here we go. Yeah, trade volume is up right here. Jesus. Okay, let me break some of this down for you right here. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Oh, here's one. So if you spread this out, break this out, you'll see this right here. Yeah. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline. Bang, there's your reverse head breakout. Dun, dun, dun. And then, okay. looking over here. Again, you got to zoom in, zoom out, break this stuff down to get a different view on it. Okay, here we go. Again, let's do this. There we go. Okay. Now here, looking at your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline, bang, there's your breakout. And then coming right over here, dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Do you think we'll be around 100,000? Let's see. Got it. Again, thank you for the information, Indurka. Let's see. Right now on this channel, I can show you the information on TradingView, but that's what I do during the live stream. If you want, again, it's like I'll give you my personal opinions if you send me a message. But let's see, I'll use still 50%. All right, got it. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Indurka. Here we go. I'm sorry about the vague answer, but that's I cannot give on the stream, recommendations or personal opinions, because that's just the algorithm is that strict, bro. Man, I'm sleeping. No problem, Indurka. No, it's okay. You can ask questions, but don't ask for for example, my personal insights and personal opinions. I have to give you outside the stream. Can we look at GameStar? Yeah. Eddie S853, first time here. Welcome. Again, if you're wondering what this is educational, everything U.S. markets and U.S. headlines, and we're breaking down some of the companies from the headlines in the trading view. Where the end? Thanks for the likes. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying this, getting some kind of entertainment, or enjoying the information, feel free to like and share, etc. I'm not the algorithm engineer, but I've heard it helps. Let's see, Eddie 853 GameStop. Here we go. Dun. That's Bitcoin. Here is GameStop right here. Bum. And yeah, okay. I just got the update here on TradingView. Eddie's 853. GameStop confirms it still holds 4,710 Bitcoin, worth roughly 368 million. Just a headline in case you're interested in that. And then for GameStop, let me show you this. Right now, currently it's at 23.36, and looking here at the RSI, sitting here at 50. Very, very neutral. You can see that right here also in the RSI pattern. It's almost like a consolidation pattern. Not quite, but pretty close to it. If you spread this out right here, dun, you almost, it's not quite, but it's very similar to, yeah. So just see that, and then let me erase that right here. But here's GameStop, since you asked about it. Let me get you some chart patterns here. Here we go. Oh, here's one that jumps out right at me. Dun. If you're looking for that, here. Zoom this out right here, and let me give you this. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline, and breakout right here, and then that pushes that up. Let me go back here, and then over here the same. Let's see, very, very similar right here. Some of these are very difficult to see, so if you don't see them, don't feel bad. They're not always very easy to see sometimes. Let's bring this down, and oh, here's one right here. For example, these both come up to the same point. Here's your double top, and then here's your neckline for the double top, and there's your breakout down. There's that. And again, you have to zoom in, zoom out, change the timing. My time right now is on 1 day, in case you're wondering. Here's your double bottom right here, double bottom, neckline breakout right here. Yes. So again, there's GameStop. They're holding it pretty. And Derek, yes. Right here, dun. And then right here for GameStop. as you see, GameStop right now is pretty much in the consolidation phase right here. And look at the MACD. The MACD is running pretty much parallel. And then right now there's not much trade price action. So you see the trade volume is down. Yes. Thank you very much for the likes. I appreciate that. Helps the algorithm, helps boost the channel. So if you like the information, please do that. It helps me as well. If you enjoy the channel and you want to help it, yeah, feel free to like and share, etc. It does help the algorithm. Yes. So here we go. GameStop Corporation volume is at 3.86 million. Market cap is at 10.47 billion. Right here, quarterly Q4, Q3, and Q2 beat the expectations again. And then annually, which is oftentimes what most people look at more often than not. For example, here annually, 2025 for the year beat it, 2024 for the year beat it, and 2023 actually missed it. So that's the last 3 years. Beat annual earnings expectations except for 2023. Statements, here we go for revenue, profit, income. Actually 2025, everything was good except for total revenue. That was terrible. 2024, total revenue, gross profit was bad, but operating income and net income was good. Same thing with 2023. Revenue problems, gross profit problems, but good operating income and good net income. So again, just a little bit of the basics there for GameStop, Eddie 853. Hope that's at least a little bit interesting. I know it's not a lot. If you want more, you can always contact me if you want. The choice is there. But hope you're enjoying the channel and getting some benefit from this. And let's continue to move on. Again, this is a Blue Owl because they're not letting people take money out. So I thought I would tell you about this one and break down the chart for you here. Let's see, where was it on this? Dun, dun, dun. Blue Owl. Let's see, here we go. Right here. Okay. Oh yeah, here's a nice chart pattern. You see this right here. Here's the head, here's the left shoulder, here's the right shoulder, here's the neckline, and down it goes. Right here, the same thing. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline, down it goes right there. So there's that. But now let's go back over here to the beginning, up to date right here. Yeah. For example, let's see. Yeah, look at this chart. Look at this chart going downward. See this chart pattern? Bang. So that's Blue Owl, and that happened. This is ever since, basically ever since about July 21st. Yeah, it's been going down ever since, and yeah, it's not looking good right now. And you can see there's a lot of trading. People are nervous about this one. Thank you for your. Do you know? No. Got it. You're welcome. Interesting. Yeah. Glad I could help, and you're welcome. If you want more, just let me know. There you go. And right now, here we go. Volume is at 65.58 million for Blue Owl, and market cap is at 13.54 billion. And sitting here on earnings quarterly, Q4, Q3, Q2. Q4 beat it, and then Q3 and Q2 actually equaled it. Yeah. Okay, there's that. Greetings. Okay, and annually for Blue Owl, here we go. 2025 beat it. 2024 missed it. For okay, this is the annual earnings. Again, why do you care about earnings? Who matter? Why does it matter? Again, earnings is just one of the pieces of the information that can tell you a little bit about the company and how the strength and the vitality of it. If they're getting the expected earnings, or if they're missing their earnings, it can show you the strength or the future of the company and how well it's doing. If it's not doing well, it will miss the earnings expectations. But again, you also have to look at the profit, the revenue, income, etc. So there's that. 2025 again beat the expectations. 2024 missed it. 2023 equaled it. So let's take a look at how that looks over here. So again, oh, this is interesting. So 2023 and 2024 were very good, but so even though 2023 equaled it and 2024 missed it, their earnings, they still had very good revenue, profit, and income. Now, again, 2025, taking a look here at 2025, they had a good earnings report. They beat their expectations. 2025, actually, their operating income and their net income were negative, but they had good revenue and gross profit. So there's that. And again, that's Blue Owl, because again, they're limiting their funds. You cannot withdraw because everyone's scared and trying to get their money out, so they had to stop it. Another one I'd like to show you here is Ford and GM. Why? Because if you're looking at transportation, Ford actually, their sales fell 8.8% in Q1, and GM, their sales fell 9.7% in Q1 as well. Okay, so there's that. And let me go right here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so let's take a look here at Ford again. Ford Motor Company right here. Sales fell 8%, and you can see, yeah, look at that. Here we go. Ever since, yeah, it's been going down like that. There's your price chart right there, just dropping. And you can see the RSI, bang, it did the same thing. It did correct a little bit here. It's now back up from oversold of 30 to now it's at 39. And you can see the same thing with moving average convergence divergence right here. How we see how it came up on the red indicator line. That's a little bit of a correction right here. Now, again, let's go here. Looking at Ford, let's see for some chart patterns. Here we go. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Here we go. Bum, bum, bum. Right here. Yeah. If you zoom in, zoom out, you'll see the different patterns emerge right here. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and here's kind of your breakout point right here. And right here, oh, let me show you this. Boom, boom, boom. Here's an even bigger one right here. Let me do this. Yeah, looking at Ford, here's an even bigger one right here. If you zoom out of this, here's your reverse head right here. Do you like his action in our head? Oh, let's see, Don Julio, that's a good question, actually. It depends. Each indicator has its purpose, but again, you should take them with a grain of salt because they all have their disadvantages, they all have their lag times, and their lag times different when there's more and less price action. So again, the way to use them, how to use them, when to use them, it all kind of depends. It's not just a black and white question like that, but I do appreciate the question. And over here again, spread this out, you'll see again, sometimes you have the head and the shoulders, but it doesn't actually break out. Okay, so be aware of that. It's more fun, more interesting when you see them break out though, just like this one right here. This is an easier one to see. Bang, here's your head, left and right, and there's your breakout right there. But that's Ford. I just wanted to show you them because they're actually, Q1 was dropping by 8.8%. And also, here's, let's go with their volume. Let me show you that. Let's go back here. Bum, bum, bum. Right now, volume is sitting here at, let's see, yeah, low volume because there's less price action. You'll notice that too. Price action also affects the volume as well. Volume is right now is at 31.11 million and market cap is at 46.28 billion. But again, Don Julio, good question. And if you want more information on the different indicators or how to use them and when, etc., you can also feel free to contact me. That's why I put my contact info right behind me. If you want, it's an option. If you don't want, that's okay too. Again, market cap right now for Ford is sitting here at 46.2 billion. And right here, quarterly, as you can see, Q3, missed the expectations. Q4 missed it. Yeah, Q4 missed it. Q3 beat it, and so did Q2. But annually, 2025 missed annual expectations. 2024 beat it, and so did 2023. Now, again, how would this correlate with the revenue, the income, and profit? 2025 missed the annual expectations. Let's see, 2025. Again here, yeah. So 2025 wasn't very good. Profit, income was all negative. Only the revenue was positive. Let's see, and even though looking right here, even though 2024 and 2023 had good earnings and beat the expectations, right here, 2024 and 2023, they had good revenue, but their earnings were negative, and so was the profit. You're welcome, John. Hopefully it's helpful, and yeah, enjoy the Friday, enjoy the weekend, and enjoy the rest of the show. So that's Ford. Also, I wanted to show you GM because they're also in the kind of the same boat. GM right here. Sales dropped 9.7, as you can kind of see from this chart right here. Yeah, this is not the best chart you want to see. If you're holding GM right now, you don't want to see this. It's dropping right there. Also, RSI just corrected a little bit. It's sitting at 41. It was down here at 30, and you can see right now again it's the price is correcting, dropping down. It's at 72.54 right now. Greetings everyone, and welcome to those who are joining. Jill, Hiccup, Tanya. This is everything U.S. markets and U.S. headlines, educational channel. If you're curious about what's going on in the markets, or if you want to look at one of the companies on TradingView, feel free to just drop it in the comments. My name's James. I'm from the U.S., from the Midwest, and here we go. Buckeye, greetings, Buckeye 3487. Welcome. Happy Friday. You've made it one more week. That's here we go, right here. Here's a pattern for you on GM. Here's your head right here. Dun. Here's your head and left shoulder, right shoulder. Bang! It dropped right there. Good. And greetings and welcome. Everything educational, U.S. markets and U.S. headlines, and breaking down GM on TradingView right now. Here we go. Yeah. Here's your double bottom and your neckline. Bang! Keeps it moving up. This double bottom does what it's supposed to. It loses momentum, and then the buyers take over. It goes up. Here we go. Let's see what oh, I'm looking at TradingView right now. Yeah, I'm looking at TradingView. If you're watching from home, this is GM on TradingView. Sorry, I know my big head is blocking the screen behind me. I know it's not the best setup, but it's all I've got right now. Here we go. And let me show you this. Okay. Yeah, here's your, let me zoom out of this. Okay, shoot. Right here. Okay, here we go. Right here. Watch this one. Okay, now you can see that. Zoom in, zoom out, you can see the reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and that creates that right there. Then also these come down to about the same place. There's your double bottom, neckline breakout going up right there. And then right here, let's see, here is your, here's your head, left, right, boom, there's your neckline. Yeah, and that's GM right there, okay? So again, my time here is finished. If you do have a question, if you do have a comment, feel free to contact me outside the stream if you want. If you don't want, it's okay. Enjoy the weekend. The option is there. Good vibes, everyone. Enjoy the weekend, and see you on Monday. Yes. Thank you very much.